I was looking at two businesses in the same city the other day. Same industry, similar pricing. However, one of them is booked out weeks in advance, even has a wait list, and the other has sales guys chasing down leads. And the difference has nothing to do with the product that they both offer. You see, this is the sad reality of what's happening to most business owners posting to social media right now. They think they're doing it right. However, in reality, they're just hurting themselves while barely even being visible in the first place. The difference isn't the content. It's that the founders who are winning stopped making these 4 mistakes that most of you watching this are probably making right now. Mistake number 1, the posting illusion. Most business owners think they're posting to social media, but in reality, they're just shit posting. And posting without a system is one of the fastest ways to feel productive while completely wasting your time, because you're sitting over there like, yes, I posted today. But there's no strategy and there's no goal. You're essentially going to the gym and touching weights. And here's why that's actually hurting you. If your content doesn't make people want to follow, trust, or buy from you, you might as well not even be posting in the first place. People aren't idiots. They can sense when something feels forced and inauthentic. And that's also probably the reason you don't have any organic leads coming in from social media right now, because nobody trusts you, you're not an authority, and you don't really have any strategic positioning within your industry. You're just forgettable. And over time, your competitors with real brands are going to take your attention. I'll give you an example. The 2 companies I was talking about at the start of this video were Alpha Gentleman Suits and Tweeds. Both suit companies in the Tampa, Florida area. We work with Alpha Gentleman Suits and we encourage them to participate in founder-led content because the founder has a fucking personality. This guy looks like he's straight out of the Kingsman, has a badass beard, badass suit collection, guns, cigars, whiskey, everything you would expect from somebody that would run and own a business called Alpha Gentleman Suits. We also helped him strategically position himself within the saturated men's fashion space. In the content, we very visibly have him standing for something and against something without wearing a mask. He cusses in the content, he makes jokes in the content, he does a bunch of crazy hand gestures. He's himself. And because of that, combined with actually producing content people want to watch, he has the attention. And now if you go take a look at Tweeds, they are posting somewhat consistently, but the content feels generic, salesy, forgettable, and is exactly what you'd expect from a company that's essentially just a glorified men's warehouse. Mistake number 2 is the mask problem. I was talking about the Alpha Gentleman founder's personality a second ago, and that is exactly what we want. Most founders fail because they try to be professional instead of real, and that's not how social media works. Well, maybe on LinkedIn or some shit. But acting like a spokesperson and polished with no real personality, beliefs, or edge is the #1 way to kill your brand online. Humans aren't perfect and your content shouldn't be either. So we want to include the quirks, the screw ups, the curse words, anything that really demonstrates that you aren't a fucking AI. Trust me on this, as somebody with 2 million followers, I can confidently say that social media rewards personality, conviction, and perspective. The more professional you try to be, the less people are gonna care. Mistake number 3 is the copying trap. Everyone on social media is copying each other because it's the easy thing to do instead of coming up with something that stands out from the herd. Just because you found a video that gives you 1,000 proven viral hook templates doesn't mean tens of thousands of other business owners didn't opt into the same mini chat flow, download the same shit, and start trying it. You can steal hooks and video structures all day long, but if you don't understand why the original video even did well in the first place, you're screwing yourself in the long run. The last thing I'll say is that if you're just one of those people copying your competitors, you look like a fanboy, not the industry leader that you're supposed to be. And if you look like everyone else, you're gonna get ignored like everyone else. Mistake number 4 is having the wrong operator in place. Most business owners outsource blindly. They're told they need somebody to be doing social media for them, and they fill that spot without really understanding why they need it in the first place. The #1 way they do this is with agencies. And now, not all agencies are bad, but most of them are using the same copy-paste systems and strategy with every single one of their clients. And as a result, this means no real brand identity for you. And now I'll tell you, over the last 3 years, if you look at every single one of my clients, not a single one of their brands looks like another. And now listen to this carefully. Most agencies don't build brands, they just produce content. Before hiring them, go check the founder's brand online. You wanna make sure that they've done it themselves before they do it for other people, and go check out some of their case studies. Literally just doing those 2 things will save you thousands of dollars, I promise. And now the second way business owners will go about putting the wrong operator in place is by hiring internally. This literally doesn't even make sense to me. Like, what do you want me to say? Great, you just hired somebody to solve a problem you don't even understand yourself. idiot. Now you're stuck with somebody that lacks experience and needs direction that you can't even provide. And the scary part is most of the founders doing all of this think they're getting ahead when in reality, they're falling further and further behind. Here's what the winning founders are doing differently. They're not more talented, they just have repeatable systems, not random posts, a founder who's the face of the brand that leans into personality, controversy, their beliefs, and bold positioning. They understand why people watch, not just what to say, and they treat social media like a core part of their business, not an extra task that they have to make time for. Guys, social media is no longer optional. It's not even marketing anymore. It's how people decide who to trust and who to buy from, which means visibility equals leverage. And the businesses winning right now aren't the best, they're just the most visible. So if you're a founder watching this and you feel like you've been going about it the completely wrong way, you probably have. Start by paying attention to who's actually winning in your space and how they're showing up. They most likely work with us. But if you do that, as well as avoid the 4 mistakes that I talked about in this video, you are setting yourself up for success. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day and I will see you in the next one.